Hello readers, it's Mrs. Saul. I'm here to read you a story today. I'm so excited. So we have been working so much on using our schema and our text evidence or our clues to infer how a character is feeling. But today I wanted to talk about how you could use that same schema and that same text evidence or the clues in your story to also make predictions so you can figure out, based on everything I read and everything I know, what do I think might happen next? So we're going to be working on that when we listen to our story today. I also want to focus a little bit on the characters and the setting of a story. So the characters are who the story is about, the people or animals or creatures that your story is about. The setting is where the story is happening and when. So your story might be happening at night, but maybe it's happening at night in the summer, or maybe it's happening in the fall. Maybe it's happening in the morning. So the setting could be a time or is a time and a place. It might be happening at a beach. Your setting might be at a house. It could be at a school. So we're gonna focus on looking for who are the characters in our story and what are our settings, because sometimes a story has more than one setting. So let's get started. The story we're gonna read today is called Creepy Carrots. Ooh. This was written by Reynolds, and the pictures are by Peter Brown. So this looks a little creepy. Look at those carrots. Wowzers. But this is a very silly book, and I think it's perfect for this time of year. So let's get started. Creepy Carrots. Oh, boy, the end pages. Looks like a bunch of carrots, but when I look closely, some of them look a little bit creepy. Creepy Carrots by Reynolds and pictures by Peter Brown. Jasper Rabbit had a passion for carrots. A passion means that you have a great love for something. And the carrots that grew in Kraken Hopper Field were the best. Fat and crisp and free for the taking. So friends, on our first page already, I think I know one of our characters. I've met a character and I know a setting where my story's happening. So already on this page, can you tell somebody who is the character we met on this page? Did you say Jasper Rabbit? If you did, you're right. And where is the setting? Where is Jasper Rabbit? Tell someone next to you. If you said he's in a field, or if you said he's in Kraken Hopper's field, you would be correct. Even if you said he was outside, or maybe you said he's in the woods because you saw a lot of trees, it did tell us he's in a field though. So that is the setting. And because it's so dark in the background, I think it might be nighttime. And because there's so many leaves on the trees, and I know that carrots are usually growing in the summer, I'm going to guess that maybe it's summertime. The story didn't tell us for sure. Let's keep reading. Jasper pulled some carrots for a morning snack on the way to school. He yanked out a few on his way to Little League practice. Jasper plays baseball. He ripped them from the ground on his way home at night. Wow, the author is really showing me how much Jasper loves carrots. Jasper couldn't get enough carrots. Wow, carrots sure do seem to make him happy. Until they started following him home. Ooh. Doesn't look like he notices. He first noticed something strange after the big game against the East Valley Hares. Remember, he's a baseball player. Jasper was about to help himself to a victory snack when he heard it. The soft, sinister tunk, tunk, tunk of carrots creeping. Ooh, he heard them. Boys and girls, let's stop and think for a minute. Everything we know so far in the story, all of our schema about Jasper and about what we know about him. We know he likes carrots. We got that schema. We learned in our text also that he stops all the time to pick carrots. He stops in the morning. He stops in the afternoon. He stops at night. He picks carrots all the time, all day. And then one day he heard a sound like carrots or something sinister and creepy sneaking up behind him. What do you predict is going to happen? Now, if you read this story already and you know the answer, it's kind of hard to make a prediction because you already know. But if you've never heard this story, what do you think is going to happen? He thinks he hears some carrots sneaking up on him. He looks a little bit worried if I look closely at his face here. What do you think Jasper is going to do? Talk about it with someone next to you. Well, I think that Jasper is going to be scared. And I think that maybe he might stop picking carrots, even though I know he loves them so much. It might be hard for him to stop picking carrots because he loves them so much. But I wonder if he's going to be so scared that he's going to have to stop. Let's find out. He turned, but there was nothing there. They just kind of look like normal carrots. Just my imagination, he thought, but he hopped a little faster. Why did he hop a little bit faster? He turned and he didn't see anything except some what looks like ordinary carrots, and he said, I think it was just my imagination, but why do you think maybe he started hopping a little faster? Can you infer why he's doing that? I think it's because he is a little nervous, even though he looked and said, those were just carrots. I don't think they were following me, but I feel a little scared right now, so I'm gonna go a little bit faster than usual. I know if I feel scared that I move a little quicker. That night, as he was brushing his teeth, there they were. He sees them in the mirror. Jasper whipped around, but nothing. He laughed at himself, picked up his toothbrush off the floor, and went to bed quickly. I like how the author wrote he went to bed, ... quickly. That tells me that he's adding this. I had to pause because I saw the ... That's an ellipses, remember? And that tells me I need to pause a little bit. And then that word quickly is kind of a little bit more important. It stands out. That tells me he didn't just go to bed like usual. He went more quickly. Again, just like the other page when he started hopping home quicker. I think he went to bed quickly because it didn't look like anything. Maybe they weren't really carrots. It was a washcloth and shampoo and a duck, but he's still feeling a little nervous. The next morning, he approached Krakenhopper Field slowly. Why is he approaching slowly? Look, you can see him. He's coming. Here he is. And then he creeps slowly a little closer. And then he gets a little closer and he's peeking out of the log. Why is he doing that? Why is he not just walking right up to the field like he always did? Let's infer. Use what you know and take a guess. I think he's scared. I think that's why he's going so slowly. He's nervous. He thinks carrots have been following him. He reached for 2 wild carrots. Nothing happened. He bit into one. Crunch. Nothing happened. Whew, creepy carrots. It was ridiculous. So even though he approached the field slowly, he grabbed some carrots slowly. He took a bite slowly. He realized, nothing happened. This is ridiculous. There's no carrots following me. Although he doesn't look totally convinced. Look at his face there. He looks like, I'm crazy. I must be crazy, but he still looks a little worried to me. He's got worried eyebrows. But when he arrived home that evening, Mom! Jasper screamed, "Creepy carrots in the shed!" So look, he's arriving home. He's over by his shed, going to his house, and he sees something in there. What is it? Those look like carrots to me. You too? Oh my goodness. So he's calling for his mom. His mom opened the door slowly. There weren't any carrots. Not even the regular kind. There are no such things as creepy carrots, Mom said, shaking her head. So she thinks Jasper is being very silly. Carrots aren't following you. But what did he see in the shed? Was it creepy carrots, or was it just some tools that you might see in a shed? Very suspicious. Later that night, as Jasper lay in bed, he heard it. Breathing. Terrible, carroty breathing. And there, on his wall, oh my goodness. "Creepy carrots!" he shouted. "Dad! Dad!" His dad thumped into his bedroom and threw on the light. What did they see when they turned on the light? That doesn't look like a carrot. It looks like a little toy in a bucket. This is very, very curious, because that really does look like a carrot to me, and it looks like there is a carrot right there. Are these carrots really there, or is he imagining it? I don't know. I think they might really be there. They searched under the bed. No creepy carrots. They looked through the closets. No creepy carrots. They opened the dresser drawers. There they are. What do you think they're going to find there? Can you predict? We just read they looked under the bed. No carrots. They looked in the closet. No carrots. What do you think is going to happen in the dresser? Did you say no carrots? You're right. No creepy carrots. "Just a bad dream, son," his dad said, shaking his head. "Now go to sleep." That wasn't going to happen. Yeah, no. Look at his face. He does not look like a guy who's ready for bed. Speaking of, have we met any other characters in this book? The first one we met was Jasper Rabbit. Then we met some carrots. Now we met Mom and Dad. Who do you think were our main characters? Let's talk about that at the end. By the end of the week, is it carrots in the window or curtains? Jasper was seeing creepy carrots creeping everywhere. Was it carrots in the sewer or just some garbage? Was it carrots by the graveyard or some flowers? Oh boy. Jasper knew his parents were wrong. Creepy carrots were real and they were coming for him. Ah! But they couldn't get him if they couldn't get out. Friends, I love when an illustrator does this, okay? Have you ever seen this before on a show or in a book when they draw a light bulb above a character's head? What does that mean? Do you know? Usually that means the character has a good idea. And a light bulb went off and he has a great idea. So, let's stop and make a prediction. We know that Jasper is very worried. He thinks creepy carrots are following him and they're in his house and in his shed and he's seeing them everywhere. But he just said they couldn't get him if they couldn't get out. What does he mean? Talk to someone next to you. What do you think Jasper's good idea is? They couldn't get him if they couldn't get out. Get out of where? Tell someone next to you, what do you think he's going to do? I'm thinking too. Well, when I read the words, they couldn't get him if they couldn't get out, that makes me think that he's gonna maybe like trap them in the field somehow. Maybe he's gonna put like a big net over the field of carrots so that they can't get out of the net. What was your idea? Was it the same as mine? It's okay if it wasn't. Sometimes our predictions are correct and sometimes they're not correct. So let's read and see if your prediction and my prediction or my prediction was correct. If not, that's okay, as long as your prediction made sense. If you said, I think Jasper's plan is he's gonna go to the beach, that wouldn't make very much sense. Because why would he go to the beach? If he has a good idea to keep these creepy carrots from getting out, what would he do at the beach? That wouldn't make sense. So as long as your prediction makes sense for the story, then it's a good one, even if it's wrong. Let's see. Oh, the illustrator has made all separate pictures. This is showing us that this is like a timeline of all different things going on. So I'm gonna show you each panel, each section. Jasper hatched a plan. First thing on Saturday, he grabbed supplies and headed to Krakenhopper Field. So first you can see him with all his supplies. Look at all this stuff he's pulling. Wowzers. And he's going to the field. In the next box, we see him. Looks like he put some posts and he's using some string and he's making like a big box around them with the string. I don't know how that's gonna keep them in. Let's see. Oh, now he is putting on his safety goggles and he is cutting a whole bunch of wood with a saw. And over here, oh, my goodness, he's got a digger or an excavator. And it looks like he's digging out a big trench. A trench is like a big ditch. It looks like he's digging a big trench around the field of carrots. Now, he has two hoses. Usually water comes out of hoses, so I think he's filling up his trench that he just dug with water. And now, it looks like he's using his wood and he's building something. I see the carrots back here, so I think he's building something around them to cover them. My prediction was not correct. I thought maybe he was gonna put a net over them. Was your prediction correct? It's okay if it's not. Now, a reader, if you make the wrong prediction, all you need to do is adjust your thinking. So now I see, I don't think he's using a net anymore. I think he's maybe building a fence. Look at that. Now my prediction makes sense and it was correct. As the sun finally set across Krakenhopper Field, Jasper Rabbit smiled. Look at him down there. He's so teeny. That is a huge fence. Oh my goodness, friends, and I almost missed this, but look closely in the water around the field. He has put alligators in there. There's alligators. He must have let them out of these cages and he put them into the water. This reminds me of like how a castle has water around it. It's called a moat. Did you ever see a moat around a castle before? That's what it reminds me of. And now this is so tall, he could never even get over that, could he? On his way home, there was no tunk, tunk, tunk. There were no carrot-shaped shadows. His plan had worked. No creepy carrots would ever get out of that carrot patch again. Did he solve his problem? He did. He thought carrots were following him and he was seeing them everywhere. think he fixed his problem. He knows carrots can't get out of there now. And as the sun finally set, the carrots of Krakenhopper Fields, look at them peeking. I love that guy right there, peeking out of the hole. Cheered! Why are they cheering? They're trapped inside. Wait a minute. Their creepy plan had worked. They were sure of it. Jasper Rabbit would never get into that carrot patch ever again. Oh my gosh, friends, I just realized what happened. I think these carrots tricked him. I think they did not like that Jasper was picking them and eating them all the time. So they tricked him. They started following him and scaring him. And he built that big fence around so that they couldn't get out and follow him anymore. But does Jasper realize that means he also can't get in to eat them? Oh my goodness, what a great ending. I was surprised, were you? These tricky carrots, look how happy they are. They don't have to worry about getting eaten by that rabbit anymore. That is the end. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this story and I hope you got a chance to practice making predictions or taking guesses about what's going to happen in a story. Before we end, I want to do two things. One, I want to talk about who do you think the main characters were in this book? We know there was Jasper and the carrots and Mom and Dad. But remember, the main character or main characters are the most important characters in the story. So who do you think? Do you think all of those, Jasper, carrots, Mom, Dad, all four of those were main characters? What do you think? I think just Jasper and the carrots were the main characters. Mom and Dad were not as important to the story. This story still could have happened without Mom and Dad. So I think they were the main characters. How about the setting? Was there only one setting in the book where the story was happening, or was there more than one? If I forgot, I could always check. Readers can always go back and look in a book. So I remember in the beginning, he was in a field. So that was one setting. He spent a lot of time in that field, picking carrots all the time, right? But then the story changed, or the setting changed, and he was in his house. He's at the fields, and he's home again in his shed. So the settings in this book were Krakenhopper Fields in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night, all different times of day, and then in his house. So that was the main settings in the story, okay? There was also a part where it talked about how he started seeing creepy carrots everywhere. So he's walking, you know, this could be his house or someone else's. He's walking on the street and sees the gutters, and here he's by a graveyard, so he sees a tombstone, okay? So there were a few other settings in here, but the main settings were Krakenhopper Field and his house. Last, before I go, I want to give a shout out to Floressa. Hi, Floressa. I hope you enjoyed our story. And boys and girls, until I see you again, happy reading. Bye.